if you would. So guys, this is obviously for 1013, the leaderboards at Symmetry. If you're brand new, they capture the week prior. So Symmetry week is Saturday to the following Friday. So that's what the leaderboards will reflect. And I mention that because when I was new, I would have written business maybe over the weekend and leaderboards would come up. And my brother Dave Lapham brought me into the business. I'm like, Dave, they missed me on the leaderboards. And he's like, okay, Bridget, it's from the week prior. So that's what these are. So thank you, Crystal. So for the week of 10-4, the Felix Master, 22 apps for 31,298 APV. Great job, team. Those are all people direct on my team. And then the Durgan Ellison base shops, 21 apps, 30,554. Great job, guys. Now here's how this plays out, right? You have Lindsay wrote an app, and first time writer. Great job, Lindsay, for 179. Hunter, first time writer, one app for 766. Great job. Margarita, first time writer, brand new writer, one app, 228. Thomas, one app, 3822. Great job, Thomas. And then CJ, I always, when I see Kelvin, I'm like, who is that? CJ, one app for 485. I know who it is, buddy. Adonai, one app for 1327 APV. Miss Ibble, that's a nice even one, Ibble. One app, 1800. That's nice. James Burge, two apps for 4,062 APV. Nice job, James. Miss Paige Durgan, six apps for 5178 there. And like Paige said, getting a lot of momentum on those resets. So everybody always keep that top of mind. Lorenzo, two apps, 6114 APV. Mr. Brandon, Mr. Consistent, six apps, 7682. Great job, buddy. Rafa, nine apps, again, super consistent. Always writing business. Nine apps for 8849 APV. Tommy, crushing it. Four apps for 9962 APV. And Margaret Jensen, seven. That's a nice week, Margaret. Seven apps, 11,459. And again, guys, if you're new, what these numbers mean is if you're at a starting commission rate, you would take half of those numbers, and that's what they got deposited. But from, I would say, here on up, nobody's at a starting commission rate. But even if, let's say Brandon was, he's well beyond that, about 3,500 in a week on a deposit. So again, that's the opportunity. That's what's possible here. So month to date, Felix agency, 7 unique writers, two new, 38 applications for 60,378. And in the Durgan Ellison team, 8 unique writers, two new, 43 apps for 60,322. Great job, guys. Great first half of the month. And remember, a lot of people are going to be home today. The next slide, is that you, Tommy, or is that Paige?
I got it. I got it. Some conversations had for the week. We've got Bridget with 4. We've got Tommy Boy with 6. Myself with 7. This is just talking about the business, you guys. This is just sharing the opportunity. I had 3 people come on Warm Market last week. And honestly, like Sherry mentioned, right, I've been posting and posting and posting and posting and not a lot of bites. But the thing is all 3 of them said, I've been watching you for a while now. And that's the thing. People are watching you. People want to see what's going to happen. People want to see how this goes. And people want to see that you're committed to it, right? It's kind of a human thing. We're a little bit of the microwave society, right? Where things are happening quickly and then we're on to the next thing. So I've seen this a lot with my own network. People just want to see that it's something that I'm going to stick it out with. And I've been here for 5.5 years, so I've had some stick it out factor. But still, you never know when someone's watching, and you never know when they're going to have that day that's like, okay, what is it that Sherry's doing? What is it that CJ's doing? What is it that Greg's doing? Right? Like that's when that happens. So I just was really excited about that. And of course, we've got some people coming in with the cold market side too. So when you're talking to people, you're going to be on this leaderboard. That's the fun thing. You can start doing this now. You can start building your agency right now. Every single person on this call can do that if that's what you want.
Yep, love it.
All right, we got new writers. And Paige, I'm still coming to get you. Don't worry. Dang it. It's just fun. I love messing with you. We're not competitive around here at all. new writers, Hunter Jones direct to Bridget, Felix, Thomas Murphy direct to Bridget as well. Lindsay, we talked about her quite a bit already today. That's awesome. Direct to Ibble on our team, and Margarita. So, Paige, you've got a Margaret and a Margarita on your team. This is awesome. No confusion there, but that's fun. This is the best leaderboard to be on, because this means you are just getting your journey started. If you did it once, you can do it again and again and again and again. So there you go. Congrats, all the new writers.
I think I get to call one mom, Tom, and the other one Margarita. That helps me a lot.
Now that,
Exactly. That clears the air a little bit for you, Paige. Yeah, that's good. That's good. And then yeah, guys, this is, obviously this is the breakout room for our call, but the Zoom, we talked about this page, the Zorm, what are we calling it? The Zork?
Bizarre.
Yeah. This is where you're going to log in always. Guys, again, this goes back to the communication part of our business. If you log in and you don't see any familiar faces, any one of us, and it's super quiet, you are in the main big virtual office. All you need to do is click on that bottom right. Yep, the Zork room. There you go. And the breakout rooms will be right there. So when you see the calls posted, be sure to keep an eye on for whatever breakout room you're going to, because this is what we do here. Because we're all spread out, all East Coast to the West Coast. We come in these workrooms and we work. And you can, if you're brand new, you can listen to someone that is maybe brand new, maybe they're just unmuting and looking for a lot of help and looking to get this down quickly. Or you can learn something from a seasoned agent. And what you might find is that everybody goes through the same things, they hear the same things, and that is really helpful, especially when you're new and figuring this thing out, right? Is to just know, okay, yep, it's not just me. So hop in there. And these will be posted, the schedule of, or we're going to be building out a specific workroom where there'll be a leader in there to be able to coach and guide and listen in and course correct real time. So very, very cool. All right. So guys, again, we always look at, everybody's at a different point in their journey here, but no matter where you are, there's always a tendency, right, to feel stuck. I mean, I think it's something that we all deal with, right? When things, either they slow down, whether it's the conversations with clients stall, your motivation kind of dips. I know this time of year, if you're on the East Coast, it's like, eh. So it feels like you're doing all the things that you're really working, but you're not really moving. You're not really getting anywhere. So that's really what, I want to have us all take a look at, is getting unstuck, whether that's mentally, which we know, truth be told, 90% of our business here is here. 90% is mental, 10% is skill. So that's why we read, that's why we self-develop like we do. So getting unstuck, whether it's mentally or strategically, so you can kind of get your momentum back today. So if that sounds good to anybody, just drop a thumbs up in the chat. Kind of want to see where, if I'm kind of tracking with what people are needing, right? Because getting unstuck, thank you, Tommy. Getting unstuck is huge, right? So gut check on it. Where do you think, actually, when you think of your business, like right now, where do you feel the most stuck or frustrated? Is it, you can pick one. Is it getting enough, quality conversations started with clients? Is it following up with them, being consistent? Or maybe it's, like I said, more mental, meaning staying motivated day to day, day over day, even on the days that are like, so I kind of want to see where everybody's at, whether it's getting the convo started, is it the follow-up, or is it staying, motivated day over day. So if you're feeling, so Tim, prioritizing, yep. Who else has some things that they think they'd want to get more clarity on? Pop it in the chat, whether it's motivation day over day, knowing, where you are client focused. Let's keep it on the client side for now. getting more conversations, or is it being consistent in your production? Like you've had a really good week 3 weeks ago, but now you're like, where are we with everything? Because if you're honest with yourself and you put that in, and you write that down, well, then at least that's awareness right there, right? Which is knowing, what do I need to work on? Because there's lots, right? Any given day, right? I think of like, okay, so for Ibble, yep, follow up, being motivated. Tom, keeping inside of his head, knowing what to do. So thanks for sharing that, guys, because literally that is awareness right there. And you can't fix what you can't see. So already, one step further. And so what I've noticed, I'm right there with you guys, by the way, when I'm stuck, when someone's stuck, it's almost never because there's not an opportunity, like a lack of opportunity. It's, we're in this business, opportunities everywhere, right? I mean, again, we have new products being added all the time, and we're in the business of helping humans. So as far as I can tell, our client base is pretty big. If you let us know, we can help you out. So usually when you feel stuck, it is one of three basic things. And I'm always amazed, by the way, when I think about what to talk about with the calls, and you do some research and you reflect on your own experiences, that the symmetry system and the 4 keys to a successful week and the 4 cornerstones are so ahead of their time, and have been, because they're so insightful. So when you're stuck, it's usually you have an unclear target. In other words, you don't know what maybe looks like winning looks like this week. Let's just keep it in this week. Or you're overwhelmed, right? You have way too many options, like you don't even know where to focus on, or you're disconnected. You've lost touch with things. So on that first one, the unclear target, you're not 100% sure of what winning looks like this week, either raise your hand or pop it in the chat. How can you solve that? Having an unclear target, not knowing what winning looks like this week. With our system, who knows what the solve is for that? I know there's seasoned people on this call, and there's people that just went through training. Yep. Call your upline. Yep. Exactly, guys. Thanks for that. And the other thing is you talk to your upline, and then you need to track your numbers, right? There's a reason that we track our numbers, right? Because that takes the emotion out of it, and you can very logically look at, oh, well then, if I'm calling enough people and I'm getting enough people responding, but I'm not booking anything, well, we know that's a skill set, right? Because you could role play. But let's say you're booking appointments and you're just not talking to enough people. Well, that's an activity thing. It's either a knowing or a doing. And as mentors, we can help that. So that is exactly right. If you don't know what it looks like to win today or this week, talk to your upline. We're going to set up a program, a spreadsheet, if you will, to track your numbers, so that, again, it goes back to, you can't hit a target you don't know is there, or you can't see. The second one is you kind of get paralyzed, right? I got to know all these things. Too many options, not a clear focus. That can also fall under the umbrella of that, the massive action, but constant counsel, constant correction, following up. But here's the thing. When any of us, when we're new, we want the help, and then we talk to somebody who's been there, done that, but we just don't do the things that they recommend strongly that you do. And why is that, do you think? Well, I think for a lot of us, it's belief in what we do, and why are we doing this? You have lost your connection with, why are you doing this? And one of the biggest things to, I guess I would say, re-inspire your why. Now, it's personal to all of us, and your why can change over time. My why coming in was, just want to replace a 6-figure income quickly so that my family doesn't struggle, right? Now that has since changed over time to building a legacy for my kids and granddaughter. You can do all of those things. So just know your why can change, and it's personal to us. But believing in this, you can borrow belief from your mentor, but being on the calls. As I still will hop on a call sometimes, and I will hear something or an experience or a life that of someone that came in and now where they are. If that doesn't build belief, then you're not breathing. Because that's the power of the association, which, by the way, is in one of the four cornerstones at Symmetry. So I talked about this on Friday with recruiting specifically because that's about building your team. But on either side, right? If you are not getting what you want out of this business, you should look at those 8 principles and grade yourself on it. Because again, you being self-aware about what you need to work on, right? Doesn't that kind of make everything fall into the background? Because it's like, no, this is what I'm doing right now. And so just knowing that, but really counseling and whatever it is for you right now, name it to tame it. I guess that was what I would say. So how do you get back in? So let's say you've done those things. How do you get back into your your flow? Just, I would say take 5-10 minutes today and just write down just one clear outcome, just one, just for this week, next, 7 days, one, whether it's booking, 5 appointments if you're new, or protecting 2 families, or recruiting one new teammate, but keep it measurable, something that we can help you with, and realistic, right? I'm not looking for someone new to say, I'm going to book 20 appointments this week, because it's all about what you can control. What can we control here? Our investments and how many times we hit that green button on the phone in the beginning, right? Not the outcome of what we want, the action. Like I'm going to have 5 meaningful conversations today with people about the opportunity or people that I can help with coverage. Remember, if you focus on the activity and you get emotional about the activity, the results will come. But if you get emotional about the results of, oh my gosh, I'm going to write 5,000 APV and I've set, 5 appointments and they don't show, guess what? You're already down in the dumps then because your appointments didn't show. So you need to focus on what you can control, which is our activity and our mindset around that. Everything else, skills, results, all the things that you want on that side of our business will come by focusing on that. Any thoughts on that? Any of the leaders, Tom, Paige, that you really have found helped you, especially in the beginning? Tommy?
I was just typing this in the chat, so it's a lot easier to say it. I think the key to everyday success is every day giving yourself the ability to succeed by self-developing and by taking 45 minutes, an hour, whatever that is, to get your mind right, to get your priorities right for the day, because when you set those priorities forward and you put action behind it, it gives your day complete purpose, and you start walking with a little different pace. You start moving with a little more purpose, and all those other deflections you talked about where people don't show up and things like that, it kind of dusts off a little bit because you've already set your mind and your shields up to deflect all that as opposed to absorb it. And I think that's where it's where I got in trouble early on, was I absorbed it all instead of had the protection every morning set up to deflect and pivot.
Mm-hmm. That's really, really good, Tom. And it is so true. And another thing you said, which was really, really insightful, is it gives it purpose. And when you have that, nothing else really matters. You think about anything, guys, in your life that you had to learn and you knew it was going to be beneficial and you didn't even give it a second thought. It was like, well, no, this is just what I'm going to do. And that can be really challenging in a new industry, in a new role. But that's where counseling, tracking your numbers, and knowing, oh, I can focus on that. I can focus on dialing more, because if I dial more, I'll eventually talk to more people. And through that, I'll fumble around, I'll sound silly, and I'll get good, and I'll book more appointments. So if we just distill it down to those terms, right?
And on top of it, when you're setting yourself up every day for success, I've found that when you really truly narrow that focus down to that one thing every day to move your business forward, what's the most important thing I can do to move my business forward today? It becomes really clear by the time you actually start interacting with other humans in the day. So,
Yeah, very true. Very true. And I'll quote Paige, done is better than perfect. You know, how many of us just get frozen, paralyzed? I love that, Tommy. Paralyzed by, I got to know all the agent guys. I don't know what, and we keep saying, go make a friend. And I know that might sound simplistic here, but that's what it is. And you have to just have a bias for action to just move towards it. And done is better than perfect all day, every day. Because what other opportunity do you have where we know you're going to mess up? We all did. Just keep going. We'll help you. You know, that's the biggest thing. So I would encourage everybody on the call, new, not new, yeah, go make a friend. Take those 5 minutes, right? And write down just one outcome that you want to get done this week. That's it. Just keep it simple. And write what you feel are the appropriate steps to get that outcome done. Text it to your upline. That way we can kind of help, you know, maybe create either a bigger picture or a narrower focus depending on where you are. So guys, I hope that helped a lot. Thanks for all your contributing words here, guys. Again, many people will be home today. Great day to contact your clients, and everybody just go win the day. Just today. How's that sound? Take care, guys.